Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a bit of a different video for you guys and I really hope that you enjoy it. I decided to kind of make like a how to survive the holiday guide, my top 3 tricks. Basically I just wanted to make a video dedicated to the holidays and you know how I like to celebrate it, but more so how I think that there's a lot of pressure wrapped into Christmas specifically. It's become so commercial and so huge, and I think that there is a lot of pressure on all of us to act a certain way, be very perfect, buy a perfect gift, make perfect food, indulge but not too much, and there's just like so much going into it and everybody will experience it differently. And personally for me, Christmas has always been the most magical time of the year. I love Christmas with a passion. I just love the whole holiday season. I've always loved Christmas music. I've always loved decorating. I especially love that it brings my family and my friends, like everybody in my surroundings, it brings them closer. And it's just a great time where you feel loved and you feel affection and appreciated, and everybody's so grateful and thankful and blessed to be together and to be happy and healthy. And I've always felt that even as a little child. There was always such an emphasis on that in my life and in my Christmas, the way I celebrated the holidays. There was also like the whole, of course, gift giving side and Santa Claus and getting presents. Like that was of course so exciting as a child. It made it so much more magical. But that being said, you know, you always heard adults, or at least I remember hearing like adults complaining that Christmas was stressful and that Christmas was sad and like a bunch of different, like basically the flip side. And I never understood that as a little kid because I was like, how could you not love Christmas? Christmas is so amazing. And I only saw the magic and the good in the holidays, which I think a lot of times is what you do as a child. As I've grown up, and I mean I'm only 23, so I'm by no means saying that I have experienced so much hardship and I know like this substantial financial trouble, like not at all. I'm just saying that I've grown up and I've come to understand the pressure associated with holidays and Christmas time and all the pressure that surrounds every aspect of it, but also the sorrow and the pain that it brings for a lot of people. And I haven't really talked about this much and I don't like to get into very personal things just because I like to keep my channel very happy and positive and uplifting. But I had a hard year this past year and I did touch on it briefly, and I had to take a break from YouTube, and there were a few losses in my family, and I had lost a grandparent when I was really little. I was 4 years old and it was right after Christmas basically. And I don't really remember it that much because I was so young. And so it didn't affect me, I guess, in the same way that it would have if I was old enough to understand what was happening a little bit more. But now I am, and I see the holidays approaching, and although I'm so excited, there is a part in my heart that's kind of like tainted a little bit, almost. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but I almost feel like there's a little piece of that magic that won't be there, or that will be different, and it just won't be the same. And I think that comes from, you know, just being sad that you've lost people that were dear to you, and also seeing the pain that it's caused, you know, other people that are near and dear to your heart, and how it's going to really, really hurt them, and it's going to be a sad time to experience. And I think that when you lose somebody, the first of everything without them is always going to be the hardest and is never going to be easy. And I've had to kind of prepare myself a little bit, I guess, and figure out what the best way for me to handle this holiday season is going to be in comparison to every single other Christmas I've ever had that was so magical and so happy. And I've been so blessed to be able to just experience like 22 amazing Christmases. And so I'm really thankful for that. And I just wanted to come on here and say that I understand now that the holidays can be hard on some people, and I didn't used to really fully grasp it, and now firsthand I'm feeling that it's never going to be the same. And I just wanted to jump on here and kind of give my thoughts on how I plan to try and conquer the holidays. And you can take this in whichever way you want. Of course, mine is geared toward more of like the sadness that might be associated with Christmas based on, you know, nostalgia or loss or anything like that. but this can also, I want to try and generalize it a little bit as well to, you know, relieve kind of some of that pressure of everything being perfect, whether it be, you know, reuniting with family and trying to put on this perfect persona that your life is great, your life is perfect, or whether that be like your cooking be impeccable, your house be impeccable, or like all this pressure, gift giving, like anything like that. It can also add a lot of financial stress because we often spend way more money than we have this time of year just to try and like make everything like come together perfectly. And so I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep playing with my hair. That's what this video is about, basically. I just wanted to give you a little background, but my top 3 tips are, 1, to stay happy. And I think as you get older, you kind of internalize a lot of the stress and pressures in society in general, but especially that are geared at the holidays, and it can be easy to lose sight of why you're actually doing what you're doing. So I think more than anything else, it's really important to remember why it is that you're doing what you're doing. Keep in mind that it doesn't need to be perfect. You just need to be happy, and be happy with what you're doing, and do it because you love the people that you're giving presents to, and you love the food that you're cooking, and you love that you're getting together with your family and your friends, or whatever the reason may be. Just keep it in mind and try and just always stay happy with what you're doing. And I think that that's the key. The holidays are supposed to be such a happy time, and so many people let the stress weigh them down and they lose sight of why they're doing what they're doing, and they're just not happy anymore in doing it. And so I think being happy is the #1 key tip. My second tip would be to stay grateful and be grateful and just realize what it is that you're thankful for. And I think a lot of people lose sight that the holidays are a time to be so grateful for everything that we do have, and instead of just like being materialistic and about presents, to just be thankful for what it is that you do have, and especially like the relationships, the family, the friendships that you have, and just using it as a time to come together, to be thankful and grateful, and kind of like share the love instead of just internalizing stress and making it a big deal that it doesn't need to be necessarily. And the third tip, they kind of all tie together, is making the most of what you have. So I think a lot of people during the holidays kind of get sad or down and think about the people that they're missing, or the people that they don't have, or the relationships they don't have, the friendships they don't have, you know, whatever that may be, whatever it is that they don't have. I think a lot of people kind of get stuck on that rather than focusing what it is that you do have and that you are grateful for. Again, it ties back into the last point, but just making the most of what you do have. And if you don't have a huge Christmas dinner every year, then that's okay. And if you don't have a huge family to get together and celebrate with, you have your cat or your dog, that's okay too. Just make the most of what you have and try and learn to be happy with what it is that you have, to really appreciate the holiday season for what it is for you. You don't need to compare yourself to every other family and every other celebration. Just take it in, and what is it for you, and what do you want it to be? And you can create your own traditions, as small or as big as they may be. Just make the most of what you have. So that is it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope that this was somewhat helpful. Kind of got interrupted midway through filming, so I hope the end wasn't rushed. But if you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And again, happy holidays to all of you. Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. I really hope you guys are having a great December, and I will see you next week.